back to our YouTube channel. As you're aware, I'm by myself. My people have left me, they have abandoned me in my time of need. Kidding. They'll be in the next video. Just want to say thank you so much for the support. We are still doing the dating series, and this video is a really good one. So we basically got a couple of our friends going on dating apps, and then we'll just be going through that process, demystifying what Christian women and all these things on dating apps, should they or should they not, what's the vibe like. It's gonna be awesome, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And also please do follow the goals, and if you have anything interesting to say, join the chat below, and we'll see you guys next time. Much love.
My name is Claire. Hi. I am 28 years old. I am in the freelancing gig, so I have no money, which is great. Born in Joburg, came to Cape Town to study, and I'm still here.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and I'm 27 years old. I'm nearing 30. Love that for me. Sorry, this is just I need to get.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Okay, so anyways, yes, so I am a working young adult, and I am currently living with one of my best friends who's about to get married, and yeah, life's about to change. I love the outdoors.
Hi, my name is Talitha. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a law student at UCT. It's my final year. I was born in Nairobi in Kenya, and I grew up here. I mean, right now most of my life is just studying, spending most of my time with my family. I think I'm a creative person. I love to paint and to write and cooking and baking.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm 23. I own my own business as a business communicator. I love going to the beach, collecting seashells as if I'm just like healing my inner child. And my favorite thing to do on the weekend is curling up and reading a book while watching the sunset.
You can even tell them how freaked out you are about your friends dragging you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Putting you on camera.
At first I was like, absolutely, I'm so up for this. This is amazing. I've never really been on a dating app before, so I'm always keen for new things, to try out stuff. But the minute I got here, I was like, actually, can I just sit and watch? Because it's not my vibe.
I mean, two things. Firstly, I love the sound of my own voice, so that's quite nice.
I thought it would be really interesting to really see how women go through, especially Christian women go through the entire mental process of putting themselves out there on a dating app.
I thought it would be like a fun experiment because obviously I'm still pretty young. I've dated before, but it's still kind of new to me. I'm curious about what like the world has to offer, what dating apps have to offer. It's like my first time kind of trying it out, and I mean, like the single scene in the streets, it's kind of ghetto, it's kind of embarrassing to like have to navigate it, I feel like.
Also a little bit scared because I haven't ever done anything like this before.
But anyway, I am here, so I'm gonna have to carry on.
I mean, I think for me the biggest thing was like overcoming the whole guilt and shame situation. I mean, I think the purity culture, I Kiss Dating Goodbye has a lot to answer for in terms of that. So feeling just a little bit like, yeah, I felt so much guilt and shame about dating apps, and I don't know why, because it is just a platform. You know, and then there's also the initial concerns of like, will I get murdered if I meet somebody on there? Because, you know, that happens. Well, a woman is great. And yeah, I think, look, it is difficult, but at the end of the day, I think when I was younger, I took dating very seriously and was all like intentional and like, I want to meet my Boaz. And then now I'm just like, I kind of want to just flirt.
Already as it is when we go out, we already see a guy and it's like, okay, could he be, could he not be? And now you're literally on a platform where any of them could be the one.
I am trying to learn how to find purpose in every season of my life. So right now, being single, I feel like there's a lot to learn about myself and my relationship with God. And I feel like as a Christian, it's easy to have like a really, really, really long list of what you'd expect in a potential partner. And yeah, I think that makes your dating pool kind of small, and it makes you picky, but not in a bad way. I think it's good.
Add 2 photos, which I did, and I was like, oh yay. And then my next step was to add 3 more photos. So now I'm about to go through my photos to see if I can look cool. Someone actually once told me that there's like a certain way that your profile needs to look so that it like attracts people or like feels like it's a very popular profile. You have to have like an outdoorsy one that shows, oh my gosh, this girl is so fit and she goes out and she does cool things. And then you have to have like a close-up so they can see how you look, a far one. Am I a foodie? Yes. Do I like the outdoors? Yes. So I'm trying to look for a running pic or something like that because I run once a month. Oh, and you also have to have one where you are with friends so that you look cool, like sociable. I'm gonna meet those friends in my picture, obviously. Work in an empowered community. Or option 2, BFF, make new friends at every stage of your life. Who would you like to date? You can choose more than one answer and change anytime. I'm open to dating everyone. Okay, sorry, I'm not. Okay, so sorry, there's options. 1, am I here for a relationship? Something casual, I'm not sure yet, prefer not to say. I want to say that. Something cash.
This is my profile. This is a photo of a couple years ago because lying is important on dating apps. I kind of love my profile because over here I wrote about me, vaguely cute, kind of funny, thrive in mediocrity. Because I thought it's a good idea to like lower everybody's expectations. And then when they meet me, they'll be like, oh my gosh. And then I said my ideal man is Danny DeVito, but we can't all get what we want. Yeah. I like Danny DeVito. Okay, keep going. So then it asked like how tall you are, which I don't know why that's there. It said, and I also put I'm active. Again, a lie. It talks about your like what you've studied, how educated you are, if you drink, if you smoke, are you a woman, and then what do you want from a relationship. So I put a relationship as opposed to something casual. And then I also put Christian and want kids one day, which I'm not sure about, but I will put that down anyway. And then politically moderate, which is interesting though, because not a lot of people on Bumble talk about politics, and that's really what I want to talk about. Yeah, and then it asked about your interests, like, so I said swimming, beaches, I like a sense of humor. There's another picture of me. And then you can add like different elements to your profile. So they can ask you questions like, what is your zombie apocalypse plan? And I said, finding Pedro Pascal, because he's lovely. And then there's a picture of me looking wistfully over my shoulder. And then there's a picture of me and a hedgehog, because I thought that would be fun. And then there's a picture of me swimming, because my butt looks really good in that photo. And then it says where you live. And I did not give an exact location because, again, I don't want to be murdered. So that's my profile.
So the first picture is a picture of myself, my name, my age, and my bio. I just talked about how I'm a law student, almost done. I think I'm kind of trying to reinforce where I am in my life, because from what I've seen so far, a lot of people are older and a little bit further on in their careers. I love God, my family, and always looking for an adventure. I have my height there. I said I'm active, because I am kind of. Christian. I did say I don't know why I'm on the app, because it's 100% an experiment. I'm just trying to see what's out there. And then my interests, art, running, cooking, museums and galleries. I have a picture of me and my friends because apparently that's a good way to show that you have a social life. There's one of me in nature. This is like my favorite place in Cape Town, Silvermine Dam. I love swimming, so maybe that's a clue about that. More pictures about myself. It's really hard not to feel like super conceited putting up like 7 pictures in a row. But not 80 child. All right, so here I have my profile. First thing you see is a picture of me just holding my shades here, trying to be all cute. The way to my heart, this is in my about me, is any playlist with Sabrina Claudio. I've recently fallen in love with her artistry on Spotify especially. Of course, I've put my basics in. I'm 169 centimeters. I put the fact that I'm Christian and that I'm active because I don't want to match with someone who does not want to go out and do things, you know. Like I can be a homebody, but I still end up out there. Then I have a selfie of me in the sun because I liked how my skin was just glowing there. I'm known for cooking up a storm. I am a chef. I've been in this industry for like 8 years now. I don't really tell people this because the first thing that they say is, oh, when are you gonna cook for me? And it's a picture of me post-workout at the gym. And then a picture that my sister took of me while I was laying with holding the phone, and she's like, you look really good here. I've also put my perfect first date as anything that isn't a coffee date. Okay, here I'm sitting down, my location is Cape Town. You can see my Spotify is connected, so yeah.
Okay, so scrolling through here, we got who's 28 and he's a photographer. A big fan of the ocean and all things music, looking for a wholesome, good connection. Oh, that's sweet. He puts a star sign. Okay. He likes art, photography, music, gigs. Can you like gigs? No. Okay. Then we got he's 32. He's a manager at recycling. What is that? Then he says, about me, a little bit of everything, with little is misspelled. So that's oh, bless. Okay, so he's a Christian, that's nice. Postgrad, he likes cafe hopping. I mean, look, he didn't say anything about the fact that he makes dad jokes, which is immediately a green flag, because if anybody says anything about dad jokes, you're just like, This guy's a real nerd about animals, aren't we all? Useless skill, can finish all the snacks. What? I mean, Alessandro. Sorry. It's a no from me, Alessandro. It's a no from me, and I'm not sure why. Okay, David, 32, he's got a dog in his photo, which is immediately great, but if he says anything about the dog, you're like, is this a personality trait now? He says, about me, I'm wonderful. Well, at least it's spelt right. He's a Virgo. I don't know what that means. There he is with some elephants. That's nice. There's not enough about him, and I think that's kind of creepy. If you don't have enough information on your profile, I immediately think you're like a serial killer and you've got something to hide. So no, thank you. 38, executive at a movie studio. New York, living in Singapore. Why are you on here then? My radius is not that big. Okay, moving on. Is 34. He's a Capricorn. He likes beaches and empathy. Aw, that's sweet. Oh, he knows so many languages. Arabic, English, Portuguese. That's cool. There he is in some ice. There he is outdoors. He's from Brooklyn, which is pretty cool. I'm going to swipe right on him. Okay, we got another fake name. Writer, University of London. Okay, financially rich culture, however spiritually bankrupt. What does that mean? Being a hopeless romantic stuck in a hookup culture. Well, this is a special place in hell. Ugh, no. Takes himself way too seriously. And we've got this guy, data analyst. I'm here to buy potatoes. What? Not sure. To be honest, I don't really think about these things too much. I just kind of just go with my gut. And if there are any typos in the profile, then I'm like, no, come on.
Here we have someone, he's got a great smile. I like his teeth. He's 190 centimeters. Damn. Oh, he likes soccer.
So it's a no from me because I don't want to say, oh, I'm just like watching the game, and then there's still like the pre-game and then the after game, and I'm okay, thanks. Then we have this guy. He's a design engineer. He has 3 passports. Okay, let's get these flights. Oh, he'll teach me to surf. I've always wanted to surf. He hasn't put his height in, which is a little bit of a red flag because I may not be the tallest, but I'm definitely tall enough. He says that we'll get along if I'm a fan of spontaneous adventures, and it seems like all of his pictures, like he's out doing something. Here he is, shirtless. I think it's a no from me. I just feel like he wouldn't look at me, and I'm not about to set myself up for that disappointment. Here we've got someone that is 27, so he's only 4 years older than me. His about me is a bit of a red flag because it's, if you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear. I'm just gonna go left right here for that. Ooh, he has curly hair, but he doesn't take care of it because he kind of looks like the character from Despicable Me, you know, the guy with the orange, but like the curly hair is like just like it's made like a mushroom effect. So I need someone that like takes care of himself, and no. Here we've got someone who's 28. His basics is that he's a man. Oh, I can recommend him to a friend. I didn't know that, but still a no for me. Oh, someone was 18.
I'm not very good with my left and right, so okay. He's tall. I must say that if he's tall, it kind of makes you 80% my type. For the no, sorry, not interested. Okay. Second, we've got Mr. 36-year-old orthopedic surgeon at Cape Town. Love me a successful gent. I'll never turn down a good sunset. Oh, you had me at sunset. Yes, or weekend getaway. This is my dream man. Where have you been all my life? I'm gonna go not interested. But also, I don't know if this is his kid. I just have to think a bit about that. So, I did not mean that. I didn't mean. Okay, so we got Mr. 41-year-old over here. Being 41 on an app. Not actually, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Not interested in smokers, heavy drinking, clubbing, polyamory, which is obviously great. Hookups, owning cats or children. Wait, what? This guy, this side. Sorry, not interested. We've got a guy over here that looks, he looks, you know what? I'm gonna go for bags and just go yes.
I went.
I don't know, the few guys that I've seen now are just not giving me anything.
Okay, I have the first person up here, 24 years old, so that's a nice age. First pictures of him singing. Okay, I like to be serenaded. Let's take that. I've never watched or read Harry Potter, and he says he quotes too much from Harry Potter. That might be a bit of a problem. I don't like feeling like I don't know what you're talking about. Outgoing, outdoorsy, lots of pictures pointing at the camera. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna say no. Thank you. Okay, 27, business analyst. That sounds like a job. Okay, personal hell is seeing a bee. That's so funny. Also no thank you. Okay. There's not much about him. It says he's good at parallel parking. That's impressive. I don't have a driver's license, so actually that's really impressive. I mean, the last couple just haven't said much about themselves. Like, nothing's really standing out. Looking for something casual, very social person, lots of pictures with other people. He's 27, and maybe that was my mistake, but that's outside of my range. No, thank you. Okay. This isn't looking good. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, someone's coming up. This is interesting. But again, they're not putting anything up about themselves, so it's really hard to make a decision. No. Okay. Can sort of speak German, cat person. I love cats. No, agnostic and apolitical. That's not really something that I feel like we would ever be able to get along, unfortunately. But I wish you all the best, sir. Slick. Oh, Abu Dhabi. I don't know why you're here. Okay. We only live once, but if we do it right, once is enough. I agree with that. That's great. Okay, he seems like adventurous. Look at him flying a helicopter. Okay, that sounds cute. I like that. I'll say swipe right. Okay. 23, a student. He has a nice smile. I'm not one for puns, but the one about the kleptomaniac baker takes the cake. I don't know. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm really looking for someone now because it's getting depressing.
I think, to be honest, I just like listening to the other ladies. I think I'm more in love with them than I have been with any man that I've ever swiped on the app. So that was great. And I think that's what Bumble's really about, bringing a woman closer together.
I think I really enjoyed the experience. I've never done something like this really. So people putting themselves out there, seeing what their interests are, seeing what kind of people are on there. It was very scary because I don't like putting myself out there, and so it just felt very invasive. But other than that, it's cool.
It's an online dating app, and you have to put things up about yourself. Like, you can paint a picture that's not true. You can go in AI and create an image and put it there, and how do I know that you're real? I think that's my fear of potentially meeting and matching and then meeting someone, and it's a completely different person. And I think just the catfish notion of that is something that really sticks me.
I thought I was kind of uncomfortable having to explain my thought process behind swiping right or left, because I think like someone said before, I wasn't really going to think about it. I was just going to go off of my gut feeling. And honestly, a lot of that had to do with how people looked. And that made me feel kind of uncomfortable as well, because it felt like I should be less superficial. But on that platform where the majority of the screen is this person's face, and then this tiny little writing underneath is their height or a joke that they thought was funny. It was just hard to make an actual decision based off of any type of real substance.
It's an inherently superficial concept.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be judging people off of very limited information and how hard they look surface.
Yeah, and then also when you said you have to explain yourself, if the one is for you, you shouldn't have to explain yourself. Someone already know how you are in your soul. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And you not just look at a face.
Exactly. Also, if you met someone more organically, there's so many other things that you can read about a person, where looking at a static or stagnant photo of someone, it's just you're not going to be able to see. Even hearing someone's voice can be really important.
I was already using it, and I probably will continue to use it because it's sometimes a little bit fun. You get the occasional creep, but man.
I think I won't be continuing because I think I'm as real of a person as I can be on Bumble, but I think meeting people in a more organic way would work out best for me. Really adds to the spontaneous moments,
I think that I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to wait a few days, see what, because I feel like I haven't explored what there is. I haven't even really looked at my own pictures and things. I don't know, feeling like I've got a good profile. I could just try it out, but I don't know.
I think I'm going to deactivate today, probably. just because I'm not really looking for anything. But this was fun. It kind of felt like a game.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a game show,
It's a good experience. And one of the guys that was working with, he's like, you have to try it once. You try it once. You find what works for you. No, I wouldn't say I'm really concerned. Because we're all getting older, and I don't know about your families, but my family's asking, so like any lucky person in the picture? And it's always like, no, I'm always either at work or just living my life and in my own bubble, and just my family, my friends found out like, oh yay, she's finally open to something, So I don't think I would, particularly be upsetting people knew.
I think I probably would a little bit. I would justify myself, but I think, I don't know, I sort of grappled with the whole idea of like, a lot of people say like, if God wants you to find someone, you'll find them. And I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. So there's this kind of thought process of like, maybe am I taking too much of the control? Am I stepping out too much? So there is a bit of that tension, but I sort of reckon that like if you're proactive in all the other areas of your life, it's probably a bit disingenuous not to be proactive in this one.
Yeah, I think I agree a bit with you. I think it would be like, I'm fine with people knowing, but I think like if you had asked me a few years ago, I wouldn't be. But yeah, I think I actually was totally against dating apps and was just like, oh no, this is just the craziest thing. Like I had to really be desperate to like go onto a dating app, and that was my whole like thing about it. And then I saw something online or something where it was basically like, we literally live in a generation where like it's very hard to put yourself out there, other than like dating apps is one of the major things to put yourself out there. And if you're wanting to, be proactive, that's kind of probably a good way to go. And I think I'm all for meeting people organically, but I'm also like, there's actually nothing wrong with going on a dating app and finding someone. I've met so many people with successful stories, and so yeah, I'm trying to not be as harsh about it.
I think put romance and relationship in its proper place. So it's not the most important thing in the world. It is still important. What breaks my heart a little bit about a lot of younger Christian girls, I was one of them, was just sort of this sense of failure because you didn't have someone, or the idea that good Christian men is a dwindling resource that you need to capitalize on now, because they're all going to be taken up. And I think God is amazing and he works in everything. So yeah, to sort of say like, oh, I'll never get my boas or whatever. Yeah, that's sort of limiting God.
I love that. And I do feel like it's really easy, especially in our culture, to put romance on like a pedestal and then neglect all the other forms of love that you have already. And again, also within like the Christian context, there's like a narrative that makes you feel like you're not a complete person, or you're not able to like fully serve God in ministry as a single person, and I don't think that's biblical. I don't think that's true. And I also think like our ultimate purpose in everything is to live lives in a way that brings God glory, and that's something that will be a consistent theme of your life, whether you're single or you're in a relationship. And I guess, yeah, like just surrendering to the fact that you're in God's hands and remembering that he's big enough and good enough and strong enough and wise enough to help you navigate each and every moment, whether you're lonely or whether like, yeah, you're really craving something that you don't currently have. You're still God's child, and that's something that can't be taken away from you.
If there's one piece of advice I'll always give, it's from when I heard Lauren Hill. She said that if you're looking for somebody, just be yourself, because you're going to find love. And
it may not be today or tomorrow, but eventually you will, you know, like you don't want to wake up one day and the person that you were like somebody different for, you know, because you looked a certain way or you acted a certain way, and then you get married or you're years down the line in this relationship and you're like, oh, where was this person that used to do this and this, you know, like why, like I thought he would love me in any way, you know, or whatever the case may be. But it's like if you yourself from day one and they see you from day one, that person that is for you will naturally just attract themselves to you. And it's not like as a Christian woman we fear like people not wanting us because of our faith, but like if you show forth that as your true self, then you know your Ephesians 5 man will come your way.
And yeah, I think just have fun. Like, don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Right, guys.